Hello, my little munchkins, crones, and sunflowers. I am so sorry about this, but I'm in such a somber place. This reading is going to be on Rose from Blackpink. I don't know. I got to be honest. First of all, everything I say is allegedly.
Yes.
I don't know if this young woman, how old is she? 27? 28?
I want to say either 20, I think 27. She's the youngest out of Blackpink. 27. She just turned 27
This
in
woman,
February.
Kind of look at the 25. This woman is emaciated. And I don't know if it's drugs or not eating. I know she had an eating problem. Baby, could you talk for me?
Yes. We have done a video a while back talking about her health and how some fans at that time were concerned about her health. And I think it was either mentioned by the girls themselves or by Rose about how she was, or the cards could have even came out talking about how the stress is amongst the group, at least during the time that they were touring, right before they had disbanded the group and all the members went and did their own thing. So Rose is now out here making her own solo music, which is something she's always wanted to do. But now she's
a horror,
yes,
to look at. Such a pretty woman.
Yes.
My thing is that I know what it's like to not want to eat. And I know what it's like when you're that thin and you know you're thin. You can say all you want, you look sexy, but you know, because you know by the clothes you wear.
Yes.
You know. And it may look good to you, but there is a part of you that see it isn't. I don't know how she can even have the energy to do anything.
Yeah.
She looked like an X-ray.
I so hope she's not dancing.
I'm so sorry. I am so alone. Baby Crone, could you please put the video here?
Yes, I will play it right here.
We're just gonna play the video. And when our viewer told me about her, she was looking good, but she has gone from worse to worse. Thank you out there, viewer, who's told me to do it, because I was like, oh, she. I can't even. I'm literally shaking. I understand now. Forgive me. I knew she was bad. I didn't know this.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. It's like she could just drop dead any day. I said it.
Yeah, it looks it.
She looked like death walking. And I say that out of love. And when people are like that, it's nothing you can do other than put them in the hospital. They'll food feed you, force you to eat, give you therapy or whatever, because they're not going to let you die. Because they will strap you down and put tubes up your nose. They will make sure if you go to the bathroom, somebody is right there watching that you don't vomit. Oh, I know. They will make sure you can't escape it. They got cameras on you. All this, what people do when they're like this. She is an extreme, like this. I've seen the only extreme case that I've heard of, and I didn't understand, and that was Karen Carpenter.
Oh, okay.
Here, and that was in the 70s. And she was the first. And now I'm like, oh my God. I gotta say it. Those Asian men, they like their women to look like little girls.
They do.
And she's tall, seemed like. Isn't that the one that was from Australia?
Yes.
She's got blonde hair now. That wash her out.
It does.
And she got a whole lot of it.
And it doesn't look good with the body frame.
It is so bad that when your underwear are too big for you. I can't. I'm okay. If I offend anyone, I apologize.
I feel you.
But I am
I'm actually surprised.
speechless.
Same, because this is the second time I've too seen somebody eat this thing.
I've seen it. And I was thin, but I wasn't, in my mind, I was never that thin. I suffered with a bout of anorexia when I was, so I tell y'all, I got a story. But because of I would like to look at myself as a haunted soul. Just born that way. And having to adjust. I gotta tell you my story one day. But anyway, getting back to Rose, this is why I don't know what led her here.
Last reading, it seemed could have been that she had a boyfriend, allegedly, and maybe due to the time of touring and maybe not being able to see him enough, because she did have to take a break from touring and I think go home and was with her family and stuff like that.
Okay, yes, that did happen. Yeah. According to the media, but I know that I bring it. Yeah. Well, anyway, here's a read. I don't know what's going on with her, but I know one thing. I'm worried about her.
I am too. Our poor Rose.
Here is a sword. This is the Queen of Swords.
I got a family home.
When I see this Queen of Swords, I see someone that is very strong and very strong-willed, and they're going to do things the way they want to do it, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. This is a strong queen. They still bark orders. You can't tell them what to do. This is a queen of air, of mind. When her mind is locked in, it's locked in.
She's an Aquarius.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, call your card.
Yes, my card represents.
That says a lot, but go ahead.
It honestly does, especially because that's an air card too, and she's an air sign. So that's like her energy right there. But right here, at least from the time when I was following Blackpink, you are a little spot on about her energy. And we have the card or the home here that maybe she's trying to find some type of security and something to make her feel safe. And like they say, with eating, it's helping you to feel like you're in control of something in your life.
For me, I didn't want to have a big butt. I didn't want to have big hips. I didn't want to have a big butt. I didn't like it. I didn't at all. And so I figured if I just stopped eating, my butt would get small. Well, it did. But the funniest thing, my mom, a few years ago, showed me pictures of when I was younger. And when I was 16 years old, I was 115 pounds.
Wow.
And in my mind, I was 135. And even now, 135 isn't bad. That just goes to show how twisted it can become. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense. And just to double check this, because that's what I thought, because I knew she was already underweight. According to an article from last year, because of course we're not going to get anything too recent, she was only 96 pounds, allegedly.
And a lot of that is due to her height. How tall is she?
5'6".
Can you imagine what she looked like in person? Remember, the camera put 5 to 8 pounds on you. Can you imagine what she looked like walking? She probably wear baggy clothes, because that's what I did. That's what I did. Here's a man. What do you have, baby?
The Tower, institution, and isolation, both representing a home in that sense, or a building.
What I see here is if there is a man in her life, it's a tumultuous relationship. That's what I see. Home is where the heart is, right?
Yes, and they're both swords.
Mental. But if this is the way she is, then that means he's whipping her like this.
Mm.
He's deliberately bringing her down. If this is the way it is, because you know a king of swords is about mental power.
Mhm.
They are flighty. They go on their whim. They don't think. Remember, they are the king of air. The king of the, let me get the right frequency.
Yes.
Thought frequency. And you see all these bellows of cloud. So this is somebody that could be very impulsive, very much dominating, very controlling. And remember, a sword is tilted, so a sword is metal. A sword can be cold and distant. And if you look at it, you see how it's like, here's a sword, like he's raging, and he demands what he demands. And if he got all up in our head, we have a problem.
Mhm.
And maybe he will feel like she's better off deleted. If he could be, if this is it from what I'm going to just go by the cards, then that means he ain't trying to save her. Because he probably a lot like her and probably tell her how beautiful she looks. I'm just speaking truth right now, the way the cards are talking to me. Now, everything I say is allegedly, and I hope I'm wrong.
Yes.
So I hope I'm wrong, but I'm just saying, because the king of queens, she came first.
She did.
Any card could have came out the deck.
Mhm.
But he come facing me, looking like, yeah, I'm in control of her.
Mhm.
And then baby Crone pulls out heart, institution,
In isolation.
isolation where he know. So he got her all, I can't. He could have her just all up here. He got her here. Probably her first love. Her first real love. And she ain't over it.
Mhm.
Everything I say is alleged.
Yes.
Now let's see what the problem is.
Oh, we both picked the moon.
I need a pause for a sec. Sorry about that. I had to go and get a mint because this is so stressful to me right now. And so we see the moon. So that knows our girl is in a dark place.
Mm-hmm.
And she don't know how to get out.
Ruled by her emotions.
The pillows are right there. She's ruled by right now. She just out of whack, guys. No matter how happy she look, no matter what, our girl is in trouble. Now, you know, one card, you could say, okay, 2 cards, okay, 3 cards, and we both pull the same. Well, let's see what's going on her right. I mean, her left.
Yes.
Because this is the heart.
Yes.
A man.
A mountain.
Okay, I'm going to stop being dramatic. Stop being dramatic. This is how bad this is bothering me. That when I give a piece of my life, that means something has bothered me tremendously. And like I said, I don't know anorexic like that in my mind. And maybe it isn't. I know one thing, and I know one thing for certain and 2 things for sure. She ain't eating.
Yeah.
Whatever the situation is, she's not eating enough.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a man, a young man, got a lot of money, but he got darkness too. He's got money and power. So I see 2 kings.
Mm-hmm. And he presents a block in her life, or maybe this love presents a block in her heart. You know, got her all confused.
And maybe it ain't even him. Maybe she just ain't over him. I don't know. But I know that from the card, this is probably the reason why she's not eating.
Yes.
Above her, she done separated herself.
Mm-hmm.
Which no,
but the card I had pulled out was
that's
the
okay.
contract.
The rider.
It was actually the card, the
letter. The letter.
Yeah, news, making contracts, committing yourself to something.
Or just maybe she broke a contract and saying, I won't let myself get like this no more. And can you imagine being that small? It takes very little to wear yourself out.
Yes.
And can you imagine what it feels like when you get hungry? You don't get hungry, you get nauseous. Because you done gone so long without eating. Hunger becomes a dullness. It becomes a situation.
Yeah, especially when you're an idol and you have to dedicate so much time to practicing and singing and stuff.
But can you imagine? Think about it when you've been sick and you can't eat.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you feel bad?
Yes.
Don't you be like wanting to eat but you can't?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine that feeling.
But worse.
But worse, because you're not used to being hungry. Your stomach don't growl anymore. Think about being sick and how you feel. And she's functioning on this. But because she's functioning on every moment, she had to get her body used to this. Mm-hmm. So imagine now she's used to being this way. She just can't go and eat a plate of food. I see the food.
The ring.
And maybe what the fool is saying, she wants to marry this man. But whatever, this man can't be no good for her. And maybe she want to marry him. What do you have to say?
I always say take their relationship to the next level. If they're dating, put a ring on it, or maybe take the next step to, hey, maybe we could move in together. And take that next step in our relationship in forming contracts and a bond and a unity in that sense, which would just be another form of way to isolate her as well.
And that's what he wants to do, isolate her. If it is not him, then it's the industry.
Yeah.
If it's not the industry, it's her father.
Okay.
Because it shows a lot of male figures in here.
That is true.
A lot of male figures are in her life. Bottom card, a thief. Somebody thinking they're getting away with something.
Well, it actually came up upside down for me, really.
Okay, so no, leave it upside down. Because in this case, we have to read it. And I do read cards, I just don't. It's just sometimes you get so many, and I got to sit there and think, and it's just, let's do that private.
Yeah, it does fit this situation.
Yeah, but when you only working with 30 minutes, I can't do it. Other people, and I like to give you a true reading. And when I read these cards, I like for you to see what I see in the card. See, like when I'm going to say, you see this thief? Okay. This is somebody who is very selfish. This is somebody who's thinking about what's best for them. And they don't give a John Brown about anybody else. I know that sounds old, but it beats saying hell. I feel so helpless for her.
Let me see that card real quick.
Wow. Go ahead.
It's a thief right outside of somebody's house.
Of course. Getting away. Mm-hmm. I call that card, when in love, a thief of hearts. Somebody in your life don't mean you no good. Somebody in your life that's taking and feeding off of you. Like a vampire.
Energy vampire.
An energy vampire, energy sucker. They don't suck blood, they suck life.
Yep, and we see it.
And we see here another male. So all around her, male, 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 male. And I bet you these animals are male.
You're right. And then this temporary luck just says, what was...
Her luck is gone.
Yep, it could have started off good and now it's not good.
I think, I accept what you say, but because I know that it's about luck fleeting for a moment, it seems like she's out of it. Because the card, baby Crone say, came upside down. Mm-hmm. So her luck is over. I see, but she can turn it around. I didn't even ask the question. No. But I'm just going to say, this is a no question. I'm just going to read the cards. She can turn it around because this is the magician. And the magician can make anything impossible possible. They're the great illusionist. And right now, in spite of how small she is, she's probably acting and living and acting like everything is okay. But to do too much, she will collapse. It's that adrenaline. Mm-hmm. But then how can the magician do one thing, but yet we see trouble? It's like she's working herself to death. It's like she's working, but yet she's struggling in her body.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what you was talking about.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's just that shows.
You see the pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
You see lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see 5, 6, 7, 8 lights. And then we see an 8 is always about moving on,
yes,
or bettering or something. But here, this is a 5 of Pentacles. And whenever a 5 is, it's always about something is negative. And right now, this is, to me, since it's Pentacles, it's about work. And I think she's overworking herself. And last,
she just needs to get away. Detox.
Or move on, moving on from it. Moving on, she needs to break. She needs to really let all of this go and get to some calmer water.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? We could say what we want, but we know she's not going to do it because she doesn't see it. And if she does, she's not going to allow herself to see it.
Yes.
Lady Crone?
I would like to ask a question.
Sure.
I want to know, how does her bandmates feel about seeing Rose in this state?
Nobody says anything because this is the hangman. And the hangman separates himself. And the hangman knows the truth, but don't want to say anything. So I see that there are people around her that see it, but don't see it because they know how she is. The hangman is enlightened. It separates itself. Why? Because it needs times to get its priorities, get its thoughts together, get her thoughts together. But you asking me about a group. So this is a group of people that see what they see, but say nothing. And if so, very little. Just be tender towards her. How could you be any other way?
Yeah, you're right.
Because if I say I see death walking,
you said
if I said that I see death when I see here, the magician can make anything possible. I'm going to say it. But everything I say is alleged.
Yes.
Because I already gave you a reading, but this is another reading. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I see this is the magician like at an extreme. You can make the impossible possible.
Yeah.
But then I see somebody that is working themselves. And this is not good for that money or power or driven or whoever driving her. I don't know how she got like this.
Right.
And then I see a moving on. Moving on can mean anything from a calmer place to from a rough, rugged, and raw place to a place of peace. Then I see when you ask that, I'm just showing you what the card said, but how I turned it and gave you how. What am I saying? Explain to them.
That first you talked about.
I saw this at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't say it. I gave you another meaning.
Yes,
but my spirit ain't right. Mm-hmm. So I said, I'm going to tell you this is another way, but we're not claiming that. But this is another way these laws are coming out to me. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to prove it to you in just a second.
Yes, because of that final card. But we have the hangman here, which just shows somebody that is, like you said, isolating themselves. And if they don't want to hear and do their own thing, then it's only up to them, like you said, as the magician, to make the choice if they want to. So everybody else just feels
Can't do anything. Mama, Papa, no, even if it's her boyfriend, I think he could do a lot. Because over here, all we see is men. And at the end, and why? I already know it. Death. I said it, death. This thing has shaken me. Before I even read the cards, I saw the video, even before I knew what the cards are going to say. I'm not a soothsayer. I'm an intuitive card reader. And all the cards do is show me how to look at something. Because I'm literally reading the cards. And death means death. It means a start over. A dying of an old way where she can bring herself out of this. But this one, when I show you the video, I should put warning.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, you're right. That definitely is a trigger.
It triggered me. It's things that's coming out, you know. They said that this is the year of revealing. Outside of P. Diddy beating that woman, and this is triggering because it deals with me. And you know, I gotta say it. When you see people with money and they live in wealthy, you just don't understand it. But that just goes to show you money don't fix everything.
Not even a
money could be your downfall. Money could be the very thing that take you out this earth.
Yeah.
But she needs somebody, she needs an intervention. I told you. She needs love. It's something, she's sick. Love did this. Something is about love. Something about love. Letting go, moving on. Maybe he went back. I don't know, but this got something to do with some kind of love. Is this about a love affair that ended, or she ain't coping, or what?
The Emperor.
This is somebody got a stronghold on this woman. This is the Emperor. See?
Masculine of all.
So I know that I'm very passionate. I need to calm down.
And that's
Woosa.
And I just realized you pulled out 4 major arcanas in a row.
Go on, baby.
Okay.
Just calm down.
I'll actually count how many major arcanas you have in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 major arcanas out of
and 9 and 1 and 2 over here.
Yeah, I counted.
So everything that means that this woman is in serious trouble inwardly. And it's so bad that it's eating her up outwardly.
Yep. What's inside has to manifest itself physically.
And it's manifesting itself through starvation.
Aw. The Emperor and the Empress came out. Just like the Queen and the King.
They talking.
The lovers. Right after the lovers, too.
And the fire. It's too much energy. It's too much. Whatever's going on, that fire is eating us. She's doing too much. It's too much. I get it. It's just too much. What do you make out of it, baby?
Yeah, like you said. I was thinking about how this card could come in. I was thinking maybe, like you said, this could be her first love. And just like the Fool, she could be like innocent and maybe a little naive to it because it's her first time.
Her first real love.
Right, experiencing such intense emotions.
Because that's what did it for me. I mean, I didn't want to have a big butt and big hips, but it was because of my boyfriend. You know, it's a long story. But the point is, I guess that's why I'm so triggered. But I was like 16. This is a grown woman. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was 16. And I didn't have it like that.
And honestly, I hate to talk about this, but you just reminded me and it just popped up in my mind. With such severe weight loss like that, you know she's not having her monthly. No. So that also has to be alarming too.
Can you imagine what she looked like in real life? You have a question? Can we just find some hope?
Yes.
Because everything looks so bleak. And when all these major arcana cards, and let me tell you, in the first major arcana card that I got out of the deck was the Hermit, a separation. The second major arcana card I got is the Fool. Foolishly doing this, foolishly, just acting blindly, just acting blind, carefree, and not listening, but walking to the beat of your own drum. The next card I got was the Magician, meaning you have the power within you to raise the dead. You have the power in you to fix this thing.
Yes.
If you wanted to. And the next powerful card I got in a row, a standoffish. I'm going to do it my way. I don't want to hear what nobody else says. I'm okay. I got it together. I know what I'm doing. I don't want to hear from you. Let me do it my way. Give me time again to think. Isolation and the magician, you see, here, you see, don't want to hear. I'm okay. Don't worry about me. Second card, death. But you look at all the warnings. But death. I'm not saying this woman going to die, guys.
No.
Okay? Death. I'm just reading it and telling you what I see. Okay? Death. All right? This is a death card. And death means a dying of something old to be renewed in something else or to renew yourself again. Now you see she can do it. We see the lovers. So we know that it's got to deal with love. Whatever letter here, it's got to deal with love. Why? Over a very strong, dominating man to a woman that is loving and sensitive and love life and love to love.
Yeah.
And you see, this is the lover. And you see the couple, because they are a couple and they're being consumed with air and fire.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Baby, can you want to do it before I preach?
Just that air can whip up fire, stir up fire. Excuse me. Because she's an air sign, that means whatever he's doing, he's whipping her up mentally and
it's
spiritually,
or either she's whipped up, because I think that this is over love. And I don't think that her poor little mind could handle whatever she's going through, be it a breakup or being in a tumultuous relationship, being in love with somebody being in love with somebody that just accuse you, blame you, find fault with you, make you feel less than. I don't know. That I'm not clear. I'm just naming stuff because all I know is the cards are saying it's about a love. We got two pairs come out. What do you mean? The first pair again is air, and it was the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. The second time it came out the Emperor, which is Aries, which is a 4, which is a foundation, and 3, which is the Empress, Mother Nature herself. In other words, got the spirit to give, the spirit of life, the spirit of love. Venus is her heart. But understand, Venus flipped upside down.
Yeah.
It's a force. Right? To be reckoned. And we see here, this Venus is upside down. While the Taurus here, she's on top. Here, she's not. She's upside down. I put my cards up, but she's upside down. You gotta know when to read them upside down. She's upside down. And this king or this emperor, I think he's doing very little. He may like it. I don't know. But I know she's whipped up. She's whipped up in her head, and she's being consumed with something that's consuming her. It's consuming fire.
Yeah, that was good. Well, I won't say it was a good read, but
I'm just saddened. Say something.
Yes, it's just sad to see Rose go through this.
Well, this is my last thing. We try to ask, Baby Crone asks what she wants to know, and she tries to incorporate what you want to know. And I'm asking, crystal ball, oh crystal ball, will you tell me what will befall a Rose after all? Take it from the middle.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. That's would have been on top, right? 1. This is that. 2, 3. The bottom, burden. Don't want to hear what nobody got to say. Hear all the fire and water.
Which puts out fire.
What you have, baby?
Just none of the elements are working together. We have, the Knight of Swords was upside down.
You don't have to put the only major arcanas.
Okay. It seems like they're all upside down. And then we have the the Seven of Pentacles.
Where you're laboring and you just seem like it ain't working.
Mm-hmm.
You're working at it and you're still disappointed. You don't know what to do, but you just keep working at it. That's the 7.
Mm-hmm. And then we had the 6 of Pentacles, which seems like a little bit
still giving of herself, still giving, and then we see the Knight of what swords, which is just somebody that just rush in, do things again without thinking. But this is more mental. This is somebody that just react. This is somebody that's very action on, that could be very, what's the word I'm looking for? It could be very out of control. They could lose themselves, lose their emotions, act without thinking. Well, we see that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we see there. That was the first reading that would have came.
Mm-hmm.
But my spirit said, I don't want that.
Yeah.
But you know what that says, right? Give them a synopsis of what it was.
It basically talked about this entire reading about how she is working herself, overextending herself, and is just rushing through and doing as she pleases.
Even though she knows she should stop.
And slow down.
Take a break. Even Baby Card said she needs to go into an institution, get herself together. But she probably thinks she looks good. But when you put those blinders on and you got somebody else, you look sexy. Because those Asian men, they love their women like that.
Right.
That's another thing.
But I mean, I've also heard that that's just like, the way at least I heard it was presented to me when they like personified how an anorexic energy could be. Just basically, once you like have it, it's like a mental state and you have to like overcome it because it like, I guess, lies.
But it also means it just also doesn't necessarily have to be about your weight. It could just be about being in control and not trusting food. For me, it would be like, I'm not eating because food is bad because it makes me fat. I don't want a big butt. I don't like it. I don't like the tension. I don't like it. So, that's what's so funny today, because for me,
they're in now.
They're in. But for me, it was like horrible. They would take, when I was in school, they would take a towel, stop it. I didn't like it. Even though when I look back at the pictures, I'm like, oh my God, I just feel so sad for that little girl. But because it got so much attention, and by me being young and a virgin, they're not saying anything that's, they saying everything flattering.
Right, yeah.
But everything you can think is flattering, but it wasn't flattering to me. It'd be, oh, you built like a cocoa. Hey, let me see that big butt. I hated it. So it doesn't necessarily mean, it just means to me, I don't want to have a big butt, and that means food is my energy, and no. And when I started by dieting and people started noticing it was going down, that's got me hooked. Then I went so long without eating, and it took me to pass out and go into a convulsion for my mom, them to realize. And then they were horrified that I was 75 pounds, but I was 16 years old.
Right.
So, I was small, but I wasn't small. Like I was 115 pounds all the way down to 75 pounds. And remember, that's what I'm saying. Remember, she's taller than me.
Yes.
Okay? Because I'm only 5'3". So I was still kind of looking good if I wore baggy clothes.
Right, and with Rose,
she's tall.
Yeah, but
she's your height.
yes,
Or she's shorter than you. Because you're 5'6" something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in reality we are technically the same height. But with Rose, I feel like she's falling back on what is familiar, because in the K-pop industry, especially for females in particular, I hear that they have to, at least during their trainee days before they became idols, and maybe even when they were idols, have to do weekly check-ins, like weigh in, and have to be mindful of what they eat. So,
and maybe that's what happened. Yeah, it's something that introduced you to it, and maybe that was it. And I think she's too deep in it. I don't know this woman. Everything I say is allegedly, but now that may be the cards that I picked that Tara told me to pick. They show here people are concerned, but here we have Pentacles.
mm-hmm.
So they're working out her business. They're working out. They know. They see it, but what they doing? They still won't work her.
Yes.
They still won't work her. Here, she's working. She's got all these feelings, all these thoughts, all these emotions, but she's a shadow of herself.
You see it.
You see it?
Mm-hmm.
You see the people still working, talking, planning, working together. She's at the table about her career.
Yes.
Okay? And you see that all these things, everything you could want is there. She's in the air for her. It's like an imagination. It's like she's being delusional about what's going on in the real world and caught up in some kind of fake, false illusion. And at the end of this,
mm-hmm.
Tell me what I see.
The Eight of Wands, another moving on.
Moving on. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's all you can say.
What else can I say?
Nothing.
What can I say? This woman is in bad condition.
Time will tell.
But we ain't hoping nothing like that.
No, time will tell if she can get her mind
She
together.
can do it.
Or if there's an intervention and somebody finally
even if it's a love life, whatever, somebody got to do something.
Yes.
With Baby Crone showing the video. So you've seen the video, and just bear in mind and understand that the camera put 5 to at least 5 to 8 inches anywhere on you.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine, just take 3 pounds from that. And that's average 5. Take 3 pounds off of that frail body.
Yeah.
I apologize if this reading is disturbing. Please put a warning by it.
Okay.
I came real because I didn't know she had gotten this bad.
Yeah.
Thank you. I am devastated. And whenever I start chipping at my own life, you know it hit me. You know this touched my soul. Prayers going up for this young woman. She's not young. She's young in retrospect, but she's a mature woman. She's not old, but she's 27.
Yes.
So when I was 27, I didn't want you to look at me as no little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at me as a little girl. You all know when I'm 27, 28 years old, I'm not your little girl. I'm not no silly little girl. At 27, 28 years, I'm grown. What you think?
Yes, that
but
is
you
true.
Don't know yet.
No, I mean, I will know in 2 more years, but that's besides the point. One thing that I've noticed that
you'll know in 3 more years.
In 3 more years.
Go ahead.
Is that I haven't, this is something I've failed to mention with any of the Blackpink tarot readings that we've had.
Mm-hmm.
But these girls are 27 and 28.
They grown women.
Yes, that, and your Saturn return happens when you're 27, but the Saturn stays in that sign for 2 years. So you have a Saturn return up until you're 29. So just focusing on Rose at this point, she just turned 27 on February 11th. So therefore she's...
And a gateway.
Yes, that too.
The number 11. And look, the cards already started out as a block card with the moon.
Yes.
And beneath her feet, the moon. With a thief. This woman is in something. Oh, I can't stress it, guys. Please put a warning by this.
Dark night of the soul.
This woman is going through something, guys. And please don't ask me to read on her next week unless something drastic. I'm begging you.
Yes.
Give me a break with her, please. If I didn't answer your question, I don't know what it is. Because right now I'm mortified. And I hope when this is a video, and maybe it'll work against this video or why, I don't care. I want you to see what I saw.
Yes.
Okay? So I'm going to play it at the beginning and I'm going to play it at the end. So you get to see it and you tell me what I just read cards, folks. I can't put death. I can't put leaving. I can't make them come out. I shuffle. I can't make the fool. I can't make none of this. I can't do it. All I do is read the cards.
Yes.
What will be, that's between her and her maker and her ancestors. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But I assure you, I read the cards.
Yes.
The card said, don't do the top. And you know, every now and then the card asks me to do it, and I be obedient, and that's what it said. I'm moving on. She has the power, people, and I'm believing that she's going to turn around and that there's going to be love. Love is going to turn around. And also, you got to understand about the love card. The love card also is about being disillusioned, being under deception. Like the lovers. They're lovers. Remember Adam and Eve? They were deceived. So also this card is about deception. And then you had the devil here.
Death.
Oh, death. Then you have death.
The devil might
and the hangman. I'm not saying this woman going to die, guys. I'm just saying it's just showing up in her reading. That only shows me she needs help.
Yes, and what's
immediately. And everything, all these internal costs. Wait 1 second, baby. Let me check again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9.
End of a cycle.
At 9 is the end of the cycle for folks.
Yes, but
she can turn it around though. That's all I'm going to say. I'm too stressed.
What's even more alarming is that if you go watch this video that...
You're going to play it?
Yes, no, this is the tarot reading you had done on Rosé's weight just 10 months ago. I can't believe it's been that dramatic. 10 months.
I thought she was getting well when they took her off the show or she went on. I really did, but enough is enough. Yes. This is almost an hour read. We're going to put a warning by. Yes. Please, everything I say is allegedly. I know, all I know is that there's a God that sit high and look low. That's what my mama always said. And sometimes I say there is a man, but a man can't do nothing. She need God.
Yeah.
She need a divine intervention, somebody to shake her, jolt her, and say, honey, you can have all the money in the world. But what is it to have your money and lose your soul?
Right, she's probably using it as a distraction to work and keep her mind off of things.
And I know that it's nothing. When you're that deep, maybe your boyfriend can't help you. Nobody can. But I'm sorry, it just seems like a strong force, a male force, a masculine force is got a lot of control over this woman. This is what the cards say. You can look back on them. I showed you all of them. You can look and judge for yourself for my readers out there. And on that, prayers going up.
Yes.
For Rose.
Yes.
Peace to her and her home. I'll bid that woman nothing. All I know, she can turn this around. And I gotta say, the devil is a liar.
Mm-hmm.
And on that,
Yep.
sunflowers.